My next guest has been waiting impatiently since April to come on this podcast, and I'm so glad we were finally able to put her out of her misery. Kennedy Johnson will forever be known as my first ever dance girl. She quickly became one of my favorite athletes of all time with her unending work ethic and her drive to always be better. I knew I had to have Kennedy on this podcast because, as you'll soon see, she is an absolute hoot. Everybody's going to love her perspective on life. Kennedy has been dancing since the age of 2, training at Synergy Academy and leading her Copper Hills dance team as a captain. She's gone on to perform with Aura Dance Company and serve as captain of the 4-time national champion UVU game day team. Beyond the stage, Kennedy has shown incredible strength and resilience. She was present during the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk at UVU. We'll talk about what that moment was like for her and how it shaped her perspective both on and off the floor. From her early training and national titles to her leadership roles and big dreams for the future, I'm so excited for you to hear Kennedy's story. Welcome, Kennedy.
I'm so glad to be here. Literally so excited.
It's not like we haven't been talking for a half hour already.
I know, but like still, it's like we're real now. Mm-hmm. So I'm like I've honestly been looking forward to this for like such a long time.
I teased her and I said, yeah, you'll be one of them. And how long have we been waiting?
Dude, literally since Daytona, April. I've been waiting for this since April. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'd see all the podcasts. I'm like, okay, I'm coming soon. And finally, I'm here.
Yes.
But I'm like, here. It's perfect timing.
I think
it's
all
in God's plan. And so I'm like, I know I was meant to be here during this time.
Yeah. All of my podcasts have felt like they've built on one another. Mm-hmm. I've gotten better. I've gotten more natural. I've come into my own character, right?
Right.
More myself. I mean, I even shared my journey this last podcast, which was fun for me to kind of just like open up.
Right.
But I do feel like we had set this up even before everything happened with Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm. I think literally we were texting about it the day before it happened.
I think we were, yeah.
And so it's just kind of crazy to see how much life has like almost gone 180 since then.
Mm-hmm. Like we were just thinking we were going to talk about how awesome Daytona is.
Like literally. And I'm like, you're asking me to like, hey, tell me about your whole backstory with dance. And I'm like, okay, I'll get to it as soon as possible. And then it's like literally my, like.
Your life imploded.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'll get back to this when I can. But.
And I think that's also good too, because it's given you something to focus on.
Yeah.
That isn't trauma.
So heavy. Yeah. It's like crazy because like being so involved with the school, it's a lot of what I'm doing with my time right now. And so to have something that's just like, I can reflect on like really good moments in my life and just kind of talk about that. I'm like, I like honestly need this more than ever right now.
Right.
So
to really reflect on your entire life up till this moment. So the one terrible one doesn't cloud everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't just like change the whole trajectory of my life. Because it's like, even though it's probably going to be one of the hardest moments of my life, I know it's not like the determining and the end factor of my life.
No.
So.
And we'll move on from here. And we'll be better.
It's going to get better, and it's like you have to have hard moments to get better and
grow.
Yeah, and it's like I know I'm going to learn so much from this, even with it, as hard as it is right now. So. Yeah. Well,
we are going to start at the beginning. You've been dancing since you were 2. What do you remember about your early years, and what made you stick with dance?
It's funny because my mom, of course, just put me in it when I'm 2, not thinking anything of it. Here I am, the ripe age of 20, still doing it. I grew up with 3 brothers, so they all play hockey, and so they all kind of had their thing with my dad. And then my mom was like, well, this is our thing. And so that's like how I like gained my relationship with my mom, was kind of through dance, because we're always at the dance comps, they're always playing sports.
Yep.
And I just remember like my very first class, just me in my little tap shoes. I was the troublemaker of the class though.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, right? Like I was the one that was like, there was like a pole in this class. I don't know how I remember this so vividly. And I was like hiding behind the pole, not paying attention to the teacher. I was the terrible kid. But then if I wasn't getting like praise, I was like,
come on, notice me.
Dude, I'm the shit. Like realizing now that I go back and look, I'm like, I feel bad for anyone that had to teach me at that age, especially being a teacher now. I'm like,
I recognize myself.
I was that kid. I feel bad for anyone that had to deal with me. But anytime I would perform, that's honestly where I just felt alive, and like I could see it in those videos. I'm the kid with like the huge facials, just like literally eating it up on stage, dropping into my splits before everyone else. Like I kind of just lived in the spotlight, and I loved it,
Mm-hmm.
even with how bad of a freaking student I was. So I would say, honestly, just from the early days, it's like it lit something in me that nothing else had.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's just why I kept coming back to it and why I'm still here.
I love it.
So
I am a show off myself. So
right?
it's
I mean,
just
who's
one of those
not?
things.
We all are a little bit.
I can totally see you being a troublemaker.
That's not good.
No, I think it's, to be honest, the hard ones are sometimes more fun to coach because you get to see them perform and grow. And as a coach, you want kids who perform well and don't balk. You work hard. From all of my experience with you, I feel like you weren't a troublemaker for me. So
I hope not.
you aged out of that.
I mean, Abby might say differently, but
Probably.
yeah. It's fine.
No. So at Synergy, you trained under some amazing teachers. What lessons did you carry from those years that shapes you now?
For sure. I mean, like, literally that's where I got all my athleticism. Like, the amount of training that we were doing, like, that was my full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
I never was really, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't at school a lot. I was always getting checked out to go and train more. And it's like, literally, we would have hour-and-a-half long classes where we are doing the most intense drills you could possibly think of. But then, like, it paid off because I could freaking jump 10 feet in the air. And, like, literally, I had so much strength in me. But, like, I also was doing that on top of doing drill when it was my high school years. And so I was putting in 20 hours with drill, and then I was putting in an extra 20 with studio. And so it was kind of interesting to see the different perspectives of, like, the studio life and then the high school and, like, the team life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, my biggest thing that I got, because, like, truly the mentors that I had at Synergy are, like, the ones who have shaped me into where I am now. And, like, I give them my whole entire, like, backbone of my career because I literally would not be where I am if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
Being in those early years, like, really helped me to understand focusing on your career. Everywhere else, it's very team-oriented.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in the studio world, yeah, we're still competing as teams, but a lot of my time was spent one-on-one with mentors and my teachers and just being like, what do I do? What do I do for the next level? And I was so eager to learn from them that it's like any advice they were giving, I was soaking everything up. And then I'd go into the studio more by myself and just sit there with videos and be like, okay, let me do this, this, and that.
Yeah.
And I was there literally any second I could. So when I was able to drive, kind of became dangerous because I was literally at the studio 25/8. The mentorship that I got through Synergy are like things that like I'm so grateful for. Yeah. Like, not even in the dance world, but like just as a person. Like, there are so many different lessons that they taught me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's really where my hard work started to show up.
Yeah.
That's really where I was able to just learn how to be my biggest teacher. That was one of the biggest lessons that one of my mentors, Joelle, gave me. She was always like, you are your best teacher. There's only one of me, and there's how many of you guys that are in this class. You need to pay attention to you and be so focused on you, and it's going to change what you can and can't do. Mm-hmm. And I feel like my mentors were really good about knowing what the next step was and really trying to push us to the next level. Because, you know, a lot of people will just go and then they stop after high school and they're like, okay, I'm good. That's enough. Yeah. But for me, I was always like, I want more. Like, I'm not done. I'm not ready to be done. Like, I want to see what else there is out there for me. And, of course, you don't really know when you're just in the high school world. You're just like, you feel very lonely going into, like, the literal real world. Yep. And so to, like, have them as my backbone and, like, being my mentors, they really helped me to just, like, understand and be like, okay, we can do this. You can go this route. You can go this route. You can go this route. Let's get you as prepared as we possibly can so you can just go out into the world and show them who you are. Yep. And I feel like I've been so lucky throughout every stage of my life to have a mentor that's not like my parents. Any aspect of my life, I don't know why. I still personally am trying to figure it out myself, but like every aspect of my life, I have had a very close relationship with my mentors or my coaches. And I take so much pride in those relationships because I know there's so much I can gain from them. Yeah. Like, take it back to you guys coaching me. Right. Like, the relationships I have with you are some of the most valuable relationships I will ever have in my entire life. Right. Because there's so much I can gain from what you and Abby have, not only in the cheer world and the Daytona experience and being a coach,
Right.
but just life. You guys have been around the block a little bit longer than me, and it's like, I know there's so much I can gain from you guys.
And having that perspective as a 20-year-old is very mature. I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
Because as a coach for the past 15 years, I have had many relationships where those kids who really lean into your critiques and criticism and don't crumble under it.
Yeah.
And you know that you can lean on them in hard times. I mean, when you hurt your ankle the day before, and she was...
Everyone put that clip in right here. Like, we all just need to watch it.
She hurt her ankle. And that night,
Oh my gosh.
how many freaking aerials did you do?
Literally.
Over and over and over again.
I think that practice was probably 2 hours.
It was on the grass where you just kept
And
nailing
I kept
those.
going. And, like, dude, that freaking ankle problem lasted for, like, a couple of months after Daytona, too. Because then, like, I started running on it. And it was probably the worst decision of my life because, like, I literally couldn't run. And I'm like, I'm just making this worse. But, like, I just am so eager that it's like, I would text Abby and I would be like, what corrections do you have for me? Like, give me something. Because then it's like, in a way, I could just fixate over it and be like, okay, I'm going to do this until it's perfect. Because, like, being able to go back to my coach or my mentor and just be like, I did it. Like, I did it for you. Like, always just lit something in me to be like, it's almost like the, Mom, I did it.
Yeah.
Like, that was always me. Because it's like, I know I'm not the best. There's always going to be 10 million other people that are going to be better than me. But what I've always held so close to me is that mentorship that I've always been given, because it has not only changed me as an athlete, me as a dancer, but literally has changed my life.
Yeah.
And they're the biggest lessons that I've taken throughout my life.
Yeah.
Like, anything that I feel like I've learned throughout my 20 years of life have come from any of those mentor relationships and those coach relationships that I've had.
Well, you've changed my life.
I'm glad.
Our relationship at UVU this year was, I mean, instantaneous. I see you and I'm like, I know I like her.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, she is a go-getter, works hard. And I knew, I was like, oh, I can count on Kennedy.
Always. Well, and it's funny, too, because it's like, I mean, we haven't even known each other for a year. Coming into game day this year, I wasn't told we were having new coaches. So I'm planning to pull up to practice with Lizzie, who I just, like, had learned under. And, like, that was my first year. So I'm like, okay, I've got a really good set. But also coming back as the only returner as a dancer, I was a little terrified myself to be like, okay, well, what am I going to do?
I have to lead this up.
Yeah, and so coming in and waiting for the coach to show up, I see you and Abby. And I knew Abby because she came in that one time and literally came in guns blazing, as she says. And she did. Like, I was actually terrified of her. And everyone thought she came from Weber. Like, no one knew her backstory. And so I'm like, this is what I'm dealing with this year.
Abby.
Oh, we're in for a world of hurt. And so, like, coming in and figuring out, like, who you guys were as coaches. And I know Abby talked about it, but, like, really seeing you guys click as a duo. Like, I can't remember if I told you or Abby, but I'm like, you guys work so seamlessly together. Like, you know each other, and you can work off each other's, like, wavelengths. So it's like everything just flows with you guys. Yeah. And so even with as terrifying as it was, to literally come in and have new coaches that I had no idea who you guys were. Yeah. Like, I've learned so much from it. And, like, the relationships I have with both of you, like, make me so freaking excited for this next year. Yeah. Because I'm like, we're all coming in together. So your foundation in dance started at Synergy. And you said that you also danced through high school while you were on drill team. Yeah. That's hard. It's a lot. And I'm sure, like you said, the cultures were different. Very team different. Aspect, not team aspect, more individual. So tell me about your high school experience in drill team. Yeah, so funny enough, I actually transferred schools to go for drill. It was 7-time state champion drill team, and the coaches at the time were my studio owners. Okay. So, of course, we're like, leave the legacy, like, we're going. So I was supposed to go to Harriman, and, I mean, their drill team wasn't terrible. I also just wasn't really, like, a fan of, like, the people I went to school with. Just never really vibed with them because I was spending all of my time at studio. Right. And all of them were in boundaries for Copper Hills. So I was like, okay, I'm switching. Terrified little me in 9th grade getting ready to come try out. Granted, I make the team, and such a different experience because I had never been in the team environment yeah, we were on a team, but again, it's so like solo based in the studio world, where everyone really is just focused on themselves. You come together, do a little dance, and the rest is just on you. And so coming in where you're learning 3 routines for state, and you're just working on them for literally an entire year, and it is very team oriented, because if one person isn't there, the whole thing crumbles. So it's like, you're sick, you're throwing up, you're at practice. It does not matter. Those 6 a.m. wake-up calls were brutal. I didn't have a 5-minute drive to school. I had a 15, 20-minute drive to school. Granted, my neighbor also transferred into Copper Hills and also went to Synergy at the time, so we just were carpooling throughout my whole sophomore year, which was so nice. I'm sure my mom loved that. She didn't have to wake up at 5 in the morning to take me.
Yep.
But yeah, like the team environment, like I loved it at the beginning of my year. I was like, this is so cool. We're all just like a huge sisterhood. Like, this is amazing to see. Like, I have 32 best friends that I'm like going into school with, especially going to a new high school where I didn't know anyone.
Right.
So like to like just have that bond within a team was like such a surreal experience in a way for me at that age that I like really loved and like cherished.
When there's 32 people, the amount of cleaning and the amount of like repetitiveness, and you're like, girls, just do it right.
Oh my God.
Please.
It's insane, because it's like you're only as strong as your weakest link, and with that many people on a team where it's like you are trying to give the benefit of the doubt, and like they are really trying to put people on the team that they like are trying to give an opportunity to, in a way it's hard.
Yeah, totally.
Because there's a very big difference in the ability level.
Exactly.
And in studio, it's pretty close because the teams are really small, so you're all about on the same level, but your freaking spectrum becomes this when it gets into the high school world, and I'm like, so where do we fit? Or then it's like the favoritism.
How do you fit together?
Yeah, and it's like you've got like your 5 best dancers in the front, and then the rest are just kind of fillers.
Yeah.
And so like every morning, I just remember my coach is climbing up the bleachers to the very top.
I do that every day.
Scouting us out, and I'm just like, ugh, here we go. Let me do this 14 times. Not even 8 a.m. And I've probably ran 40 full outs, chucked 5 million aerials, back handspring chest roll, any trick you could possibly name. I was doing it at 6 in the morning, probably had an 8 at that point, running on probably 3 hours of sleep. And we're just like, here we are.
Repping it out.
Let's go. It's always the reps. And like that was the drill world, was just reps. Yeah.
So were they 7 times before you came, or each year you were there, it added up to 7?
Yeah, so they were consecutively 7 times before I came. And then the year before I came, they got a brand new coach.
Yeah.
So our main coach left, and it became the assistant coach that became the head coach. So she had trained under her.
Yeah.
But they got 4th that year.
Okay.
And so it was really like just huge culture shock for everyone. And people were like, ooh, what do we do? And I was like, no, I still want to go here. I don't care, like, because I want to be there because of the coaches and because of the like relationships I've made.
Right.
So I still went. My sophomore year was COVID. So it was really rough.
Okay.
Every comp we had fillers, and we had our alternates putting in new spots, and it was
somebody
crazy.
tested positive and you had to take it out.
Yes.
That would be.
Granted, I never tested positive, so I was able to compete at every comp, which was very nice, and I was super lucky for. I think that year we got 2nd at state, which was like great.
Yeah.
And then my junior year, I think we got like 5th. I think we went down, and it was weird because we were just like, we felt really good about that year. And then all my coaches said, we quit. My senior year, they're like, we're done.
Wow.
And I'm like, you're really just gonna leave me to the wolves? Like, I like felt very betrayed in a way, because I was like, I literally transferred to be here with you guys, and I created really, really strong bonds again with my coaches, and I was like so devastated to see them leave. And then they like didn't have a coach for a while. I think maybe the week before auditions we finally got a new coach. It was rough because our coach hadn't coached drill before, and so I was very, very nervous to see what was going to happen that year. We ended up becoming the wild card for state. Like, it honestly was just a big learning curve in that year. So it was a very challenging year, and I learned a lot from it.
Yeah. Were you a captain that year, your senior year?
So my senior year, I got promoted to be captain, and it was rough.
I bet.
My class didn't really care. I'm going to be so honest. Like, None of them really wanted to continue dancing. I always knew I wanted to continue dancing after high school, and so I was putting in the work in every practice, busting my ass. Like, there's just something in my brain where it's like, I can't go into a practice and half-ass it. I cannot. Like, I will literally leave feeling so guilty if I know that I didn't give it my all. Because I know my coaches can see right through that. Yeah. And so I'm like, why would I do that? You're bringing your time into this. I'm going to give you my time. Like, I'm already here. Might as well go the full mile, right? So got promoted as captain, and our team kind of just started turning against each other. And I was like, oh, what do I do?
As a leader.
Because we don't know how to trust a coach that's brand new.
Doesn't know much about drill. And you're like, we know more than she does. And all
like,
of the
literally, that was the
talk.
Situation. It was we were like, we know more than you. Why should we trust you?
You trusted me and Abby.
I did trust you and Abby, but I think it's because I learned from here.
Exactly.
Like,
and you were able to help us through that situation.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Crazy. It's a full circle moment. It was so hard because I felt like I didn't have any support.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I knew I could lean on you and Abby because I knew you guys cared.
Yeah.
But in high school, no one cares. They're like, I'm just here for like the social aspect of it, or just because. And so like anytime I'd like try and text like the other officers, they'd just be like, like literally, I remember vividly one day one of my the other officers came up to me and she's like, why do you care so much? I'm like, what?
Is this not your life?
No, because it was my life. I was like, I'm spending over 20 hours with you, and I woke up at 5 a.m. to be here. What do you mean you don't care?
Yeah, totally.
Like, it actually killed me inside a little bit. But I learned so much about being a leader at that age, too. Because it's just like I was thrown on the front lines and had no idea. Yeah. Like, they tried to give us as much leadership experience as they could and like kind of help guide us in the right ways, but again, they were also trying to figure it out too. And so I say my biggest thing within being a leader is I will do what I'm making the others do. Like, lead by example is my like biggest philosophy. I feel like I will try and lead by, because it's just not fair for me to sit here and delegate and tell people what to do if I'm not going to do it too. Yeah. I'm a part of the team. I also am doing it, so I'm going to do the reps with you. Yep. And so, yeah, I feel like I really just tried to help the girls on the team know that, like, we have to do this together. Like, there's no way around it. Yeah. And we have to just go in as a team rather than, like, turning against each other. Yeah. So it was definitely a really brutal and challenging year, and sometimes I'll think back and be like, was it worth it that senior year? Like, should I have stuck it out that senior year? But it's like, I also know that year was a very transformative year for me because it shaped me a lot into who I am today and with the leadership experience I've been given.
I completely agree. When we get put in a situation where we feel like we're giving more than everyone else around us, and you feel like you're a battery and they're sucking everything out of you.
100%.
You have to be your own charger.
You have to.
And you have to be able to find a way to give to those people and help build them up, but also not let it drain you as much. And I'm sure you learned lots of lessons from that.
A lot. There are so many things I could take from that year, even with as challenging it as it is. Because, like, I'll look back on that year and I'm like, that sucked. Like, I will straight out say it was a really hard year for me. And I was like, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life. It was senior year. Where am I going? Where am I headed? Where am I going to college? Am I going to college? Like, everything is coming out. And also, I'm trying to relive my last high school days. Yep. Because
you only get this chance once.
You only get this chance once. And drill is only a thing in high school. It's not a thing anywhere else. Yep. It's very Utah specific. And so it's kind of interesting to look back on it and be like, I literally painted my face, crazy different outfits that I was wearing, and I'm just like, I lived it for 3 years. And again, as hard as it was, I'm glad I did it, because I know that those hard moments will build me into a better person. Like they say, like, how do you create a diamond? You add a lot of pressure to it. And I'm like, I had a lot of pressure in that year, and I feel like I was able to grow into someone that I'm now proud of.
Was there a specific thing that sticks out that year where you were able to help your team come together?
Yeah, dude, Christmas break. it's rough. We don't get a Christmas break.
Yeah.
We were getting ready. It's drill. I'm like, Merry Christmas, no drill. Like, it's not a thing. Like, I get 2 days off, and it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You're literally back to practice the 26th.
Wow.
5-hour practice, 6 in the morning. Whew. I'm like,
is this worth it?
Yeah, literally at that point in time, you're like, what am I doing with my life?
Yep.
But I feel like that was the time where you're so fatigued. You're so tired.
There's so much sickness going around.
So much sickness. Thankfully, it wasn't the COVID year. Mm-hmm. We're just all showing up to practice, and we're just like, okay, let's go. And I feel like at that time specifically, I had to really rely on my team and rely on the ones that I knew wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Because when I was able to take the ones that, like, you could tell wanted to be there, I was able to help motivate the team. And so any of my the younger ones on the team, I guess, so like the sophomores and the juniors, they always said that my motivationals were the ones that they would remember. They were like, you just had a way with words, and like it's the only reason I was able to get through practice, which I like never like thought on. I was just like, I'm literally
just doing this.
Yeah, I'm just spitting stuff out of my mouth. But like anytime we would do a dance, I'd get the team and be like, okay, circle up. And I'd be like, look, I know you're tired. I know you don't want to be here. I know you would rather be with your family. You'd rather be in your bed. But you're already here.
Give me everything.
Give me everything for these last 3 minutes, because I know it's going to make you feel better when you walk out that door, and it's going to pay off when we go to a comp. So push now, and then we can celebrate later. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like, honestly, my motivationals is what helped the team kind of just be like, we're here together. We are a team. We're not just fighting against each other and we're just random people put together.
Right.
But instead, like, we are the Azurettes. We are the Copper Hills drill team, and we're going to come out as that, and we're going to, like, be who we are and embody that.
We're going to represent ourselves and our team well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Great job. This year at Skyridge, we've changed our culture a little bit this year.
Okay.
We've started using a shape board where we go through and we talk every practice about certain things. The acronyms SHAPE: spirit, communication, hustle, attitude, precision, enhancement.
So are you bringing that to UVU or?
Maybe. I actually really love it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So we go through the acronym, so each of those things, and we rate ourselves every practice. How are we doing with spirit? How are we communicating? How are we hustling? Yeah. Are we getting to where we're supposed to go? Are we working like we're supposed to? How's our attitude? And we have motivationals every practice where one of my captains or one of the seniors stands up and we let them have a voice and talk to the team. And man, has it changed our entire season already.
That's amazing.
It's been so fun to watch. And I'm learning because the head coach at Skyridge, she's the one that's leading that up.
Right.
She got it from the girls basketball coach. They used it.
Wow.
It was at one of their coaches conference that she was like, I'm going to start using this. And it's completely transformed our entire team.
I love that.
My captain this year, Katie, made the board.
Okay.
And it's so cute. And we do shout outs at the end of every practice. Fun. So we'll do that too, I think, for sure. Shout outs and then shape check-in. And those two things this year and just the awesome kids that I have on my team.
Yeah.
It's been an epic year already, but culture and motivationals, every practice has made a huge impact on my kids.
For sure. I mean, at least for me, like, I don't know how other people are when it comes to, like, a motivational, but I'm like, dude, give me a motivational and I, like, can do anything.
Give me a mic.
Like, give me the mic, guys. Like, I'm ready. Because, like, truly, I take so much from it, and I'm just like,
it fires you up.
It does. And I don't know. I hope it does for others.
I think so.
I hope.
When you're in that team atmosphere and then you get up and you start, it's like, oh, okay, well, we have something. A lot of times we give cues at the end. Okay, this week during this practice, we're going to focus on precision. When we are doing our motions, when we are doing our jumps and all of those things, how precise can we be and how deliberate of every action? For sure. And it just changes everyone's perspective in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really clears things up because everybody is on the same page.
Right. And I feel like I'm a very performance-driven person, which can be my biggest strength and my biggest weakness. So it's like anytime I do come into a practice, I set an intention for myself, and I set a goal that it's like I'm working for in the long term. So it's like...
And not everyone's like you.
Right.
So having a leader and having a culture that gives a goal and an intention every practice as a team also just levels everyone up.
Exactly.
Because not everybody's you.
Right. And that's why I feel like I try to lead by example, because it's like if I'm embodying it, like I'm not one that's going to like just go and be a different person than who I am. Like that's just not me. I know people will like try and put on a different face. Yeah. Like I try to stay pretty true and authentic to who I am. And so it's like, if this is who I am, this is what I'm just going to put out there on the floor, and that's what I'm going to lead by. Yep. Sometimes that's going to click with people and others that won't. And it's just like,
it's just Kennedy.
That's just me.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yep. And I love it.
It's me.
I love Kennedy. She's the best.
I try.
So, after high school, what'd you do?
After high school, I ended up trying out for Aura Dance Company. It's a brand new company. I literally knew nothing about it. My mentor, Joelle, texted me and goes, you need to try out for this. And I'm like, what is this? Because I was very like athletic based in the dance world, especially coming from drill. And I feel like I never like really tapped into my artistry of it. And so the company was very artistic. And so that like scared me in a way, because I was like, I'm not that.
That's not your vibe.
No. And I had no idea who the directors were. And so I'm getting with one of my other mentors from Synergy at the time, and her name's Jordan. She is helping me film my solo from that year to submit, because it was all online submission. So again, scary. Like you don't even show up to an audition. You just hear
you don't
over
get
the
to
phone.
see them.
No.
Yeah.
And so we're like kind of stalking like the choreographer's Instagram to see like how they've videoed things. And so we were trying to like mirror it off of that in a way. So we're like getting all the lighting ready, and it's actually on my Instagram. You guys can go find it later. Just go stalk me.
No, you will send me all the things.
I'll send you it. I'll send you it. It's baby me, literally senior year, just trying to figure out the real world. Cute. So submitting this, literally not thinking anything of it. And I get an email back maybe, I want to say like May 25th or something. Congrats, you made the team. And I'm like, no way. Like, someone saw something in me. Because I feel like a lot that I learned in my high school years, I never believed in myself. I had no confidence in who I was as a dancer. I knew who I was outside of the dance world, and that was great. But anytime I was in the dance world, I was like, I'm lost. I don't know who I am. I don't trust who I am. And I don't have confidence, because I was always worried about what the person next to me was doing. Like, I was like, they're better than me. Ooh, they're better at this. Ooh, okay, I think I can be better at this, though. And so it just, like, literally, like, killed me in every literal way possible, because I was trying to be someone I wasn't. And
Comparison. That's a thief.
Yeah, it literally is. And you don't realize it until you're the one doing it. And you're like, this sucks. Yep. So I made the team and didn't really think anything of it. I'm reading through the email, and it's, like, kind of just talking about our year and what it's all going to be about. And I get down, it's like our big end of year performance that we put on, our big show that we put on, is May 16th. It happens to be my birthday. And I kind of saw it as a sign from God that this is where I was meant to be. Because I'm like, just what are the odds, right? Yeah. Like, it was on a Thursday too. Like, that's a very random date. But for me, I was like, it's meant to be, and it's from God. So did Aura, met the team for the first time, and I'm terrified. Little Kennedy pulling up, literally having no idea what she's doing with life, okay? Still trying to figure out where I'm going to college in between all of this, too, because I didn't know where I wanted to go. Yeah. Because I was thinking about going to Weber and doing, like, med school through them. UVU is always an option. Like, those were the two that I was really debating between. But, again, I didn't know. So I meet the team. My freaking directors are like probably some of the best people in the entire world, and I honestly just hope to be like them one day. Like, one of them they're both based and from New York a little bit. One of them's a Rockette currently, so we get a lot of experience into like what that world is like in the industry out in New York, which is like huge. Yeah. And then our main director, she's amazing at everything she does, and I truly don't think she has a bad bone in her body. So our first year our theme was when no one's in the room. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good for me. Like, it's going to be a lot of, like, figuring out who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of high school, trying to figure out who you are in the real world. So
when nobody else is watching.
Literally. And it's like, okay, take that aspect. Like, who are you when no one's in the room?
Oh, you're making me cry thinking about that.
Like no, but like actually, like, who are you when no one's watching?
Totally.
And so, like, I really pondered on that for a while. And so, like, every choreographer that we brought in, they're all, like, working professionals in the industry, whether they're in New York, they're in LA, they've done A, B, and C million things, which is so cool to work with them hand in hand and hear what they think they are when no one's in the room. And to, like, bring that into an atmosphere, which was so cool. And so I feel like that first year was very groundbreaking for me, but also very healing. Because I learned a lot on who I was. Yeah. And then got into the second year of Aura, and our theme was getting older. And I was like, wait, no, I don't want to grow up. Because that's when I, like, literally was, like, changing from being a quote-unquote teenager to turning 20 and, like, being older. And, like, that really hit me hard. And it was like, I'm getting older. Like, wait.
How long is this career going to last? It's a little bit of an existential crisis.
No, it really was. And I'm like, because in a way, the dance world has always just been my identity. And I'm like, who am I without dance?
Who am I without cheerleading?
Right?
Yes.
And so it's like trying to fight that and, like, figure out, well, who am I outside of the dance world? And so that year, I learned a lot of who I was without the dance world. And I just was like, okay, I know who I am outside of the dance world. I feel very present and grounded in who I am outside of the dance world. And that year, the Rocket and I, like, we did a little private at the end of the year because I just, again, love to absorb any information I can get. And we talked about it, and she's just like, it's weird that you know who you are outside of the dance world, but you don't know who you are in, because I'm the complete opposite. And I'm, like, looking at her like she's literally like a god to me, as I'm just like, you're the coolest person I've ever met. Like, you're doing things that I could never do. And so this previous summer, I spent a lot of time figuring out who I was in the dance world. Because there's no playbook when it comes to the dance world. There's no, here are the rules, here are the steps. It's literally an artistry, and it's a form of itself where it's like,
you can do whatever you want.
You can literally do whatever you want. I was thinking about this one day before I was going to teach. I'm like, what does it mean to be a bad dancer? What does it mean to come up with bad choreography? It's literally someone's opinion. Yeah. It is not ever said. It's literally what someone thinks. One person could think this is great. The other person that's going to do it thinks it sucks. Yeah. Like, it's all perception. It's all perception. It's all based on an opinion, which kind of, like, had a big switch and a flip in my brain, because clearly I haven't forgotten about it. Like, I spent a lot of time in the studio over the summer just being like, okay, well, who am I? What do I bring to the dance world? What do I bring to the table that is artistic and not my athletic background? Because in my couple of first years with Aura, I was the one doing a tuck in the freaking dance, or doing a random trick, or, like, I was doing random things because that's what I found within the dance world, but I never knew who I was with the artistry of it. And so it's been very groundbreaking within it to figure out who I am as an artist. And it's kind of weird because I actually hated the term artist as a dancer. I was like, I'm not an artist.
Like, what would you say you were? Just
I'm an athlete.
You're an athlete.
I'm an athlete. And so, like, I honestly, like, hated it at first because I was like, no, I'm an athlete. Like, because I know the things I'm doing, half the world couldn't do. Right?
I like the term creator.
Yeah.
I am a creator. I create choreography. I create an atmosphere wherever I'm at. I also love, like, creating videos and content. Like, it's, and I am an artist. Yeah. Right? But
we all are in some aspect.
Yeah. I'm the artist of my own life.
Everyone write that down.
You are the artist of your own life.
Absolutely. And it's like, I learned throughout Aura that, like, no, I am an artist and I'm proud to be one. But I also still am an athlete. Oh, yeah. Because I just do live a very athletic life, and that is just
You're an artistic athlete.
Exactly. Yes. And, like, the cool thing with Aura, too, is it's all scholarship-based. So it's, like, literally your step into the professional world. Like, it is the profound, in my opinion, profound stepping stone into getting into the professional industry. Kind of hard to make a career in Utah being in the professional industry. That's more of like the LA and the New York route. But, I mean, it has literally changed the trajectory of my life being on that team. And it's something I always talk so highly about, and like I get so excited to talk about. They just have such a different approach to the dance world. Like, we're not just going and putting on a show where we're just going to do dances and be done. So for our concert this past year, it was literally a show where we went through all the different stages of life, starting out as like a kid, and just like the freeness of being a kid. And
so you told a story.
We literally told a story, and the cool thing was it was all nonstop. There was no like breaks. So in between each dance, we had what we called our transition scenes. And one dancer would go out, and it was like a voiceover with like some instrumental music in the background explaining and setting up what the next dance would be about. So it was cool because it was all the returners that got one. And my director just places things so very like intentionally, where I'm just like, this is meant to be. Like, I've always trusted her. I've never ever had a doubt in my mind with what she was doing. And so we're reading through the script as a team, and it comes down to my transition scene, and it's literally about death. And I'm like, why am I talking? Like, why is mine about death? That's like terrifying. And the more we started like deep diving into my transition scene and like what it was talking about, she was like, we like literally had a moment where she was just like, I gave you this because I know I could trust you in it, because it is such a very important and profounding transition for this show.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. Like, okay, you trust in me. Well, I want to make this as best as I can. And I can send you the clip for this one too. But it literally talked about, like, this is the one part I remember from it, because I go on stage and black out, and then I just get off stage. But it was just like, maybe death is a new becoming. And I was like, dang, that's so real. And I mean, especially I feel like everyone's kind of had a new perspective on life recently with everything that's been going on in the world. Like, this isn't the end all. Here, let me find it actually, and I'll just read it.
Oh, I want to hear it for sure.
But I mean,
this is the one that you invited me to, right?
So you guys better actually come this year, because Taya's in it. So.
I remember you sending me that, and I was like, oh my gosh, me and I have to go. And, you know, life is insane and all of the things and all the excuses. Right. But I'm missing out. My FOMO is coming in now.
The FOMO! I have such bad FOMO.
I could have seen it live, Kennedy, and I'm pissed about it now.
If you ever want, though, I've got 5 million videos.
I bet you do.
Okay, come on. I'm like, I've got the recording of it. But there's, like, quotes that she'll, like, post, which is, like, really cool. Okay, I'm going to read 2 of them to you, because I also think there's one other one that's really profound that, like, always just stuck with me. Let me find the one. Okay. This was my scene, and it talked about death. Okay. I often wonder what those final moments will be like when I realize I'm taking my last breaths. Will it feel like a soft release, as if I'm letting go of something I've held on to for too long? Maybe there's a kind of peace in knowing it's the end. A quiet acceptance of everything I've done and everything I've been. I hope I'll feel a sense of closure, a calm clarity, as if the weight of living finally lifts. Will I think about the love I gave, the moments that mattered most? Perhaps those last breaths won't be filled with fear, but with the gentle assurance that life, in all of its beauty and struggle, was enough. Maybe death is just another kind of becoming.
Making me cry.
Like, literally... Again, this is why I feel so grateful to be a part of this company, is because it's not just dance.
No.
We are taking the extremes of the world and creating a show because of it. And the coolest part of it all is my director wrote all of this. She didn't hire out someone to write it. She wrote it herself. And I'm like, how'd you come up with that?
I love it.
Okay, so this one, we had a really cool opportunity. So with the studio that we dance at, or where we practice, I guess you would say, one of the owners has, like, I want to say 6 girls. And 3 of them were on the team at the time. And then 3 of them were, like, dancing at the studio. And so the transition scene became all three of them, where it was like the little ones and then the older ones, and then they did the trio with the older ones. So like anytime they did it, we all were crying because it was just like
you got
so
to watch them
meaningful.
grow up
Yes.
through. Yeah.
And I'm just like, that is life. So I'll read you this one and then we can call it. When I was 10, life felt endless, like the summers I spent running barefoot in the backyard. No care in the world beyond which game to play next. At 15, everything became intense. School, friendships, figuring out where I belonged. I remember feeling like every moment was life or death, as if each choice would define me forever. By 17, I was restless, eager to escape, to grow up, imagining that freedom would bring answers. At 19, I was living that freedom, but I also lost, drifting between who I thought I should be and who I really was. Turning 21 felt surreal, as though the world handed me a key, but I wasn't sure which door to open. And then 23 came, and I began to realize that adulthood wasn't easy, and having it all figured out, but learning to live in the uncertainty. So here I am, older, maybe a bit wiser, wondering how each year keeps adding layers to who I am. And if time has both softened and sharpened me all at once. And now as I sit here on my birthday, I can't help but think about how time has changed me.
I just watched that whole thing. Like,
replay in your head?
Well, yeah. Well, and I can see you grow up through, like, I just created your social clip for that as you like read it. In my head, it's like there's pictures and videos of you growing up throughout that whole thing, and like that's your story.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And as somebody who is sitting in midlife, I've had many times where I've thought, what's it all for?
Yeah.
Like raising kids in a world of such uncertainty and all of the things. It's scary and it's hard. And as a mom, I've changed so much.
Right.
Since I was 21.
Yeah.
23. Like since I was 22, I had a child in my arms until just 3 years ago, right? And I sent my youngest off to school. And this year, I had the hardest time when my kids went back to school. I spent all summer long being really, really intentional with my family and digging into what, yes, cheerleading is my life, right? But my family and my family's the most important thing for me. It's been such a growth thing for me. It's like you think you know what you're doing at 35. You think.
You
I was
think
like,
you
they're
have it figured
all
out.
lying to you.
No.
Nobody has it figured out.
No one knows what they're doing. They just went with a direction. Mm-hmm. Like, that is my biggest thing that, like, I've at least seen with people in my life is it's like you either can get stuck and freeze with anxiety and just not make a direction. Actually, you want to know who shared this with me?
Who?
Abby.
Oh, I love it.
I was really struggling to figure out what I was going to do after we didn't know if game day was coming back.
Yep.
And I was just like, dude, what do I do? Mm-hmm. A lot of like insecurities started coming up, and I just like didn't know what I really wanted to do because I knew I still wanted to be involved with the school. And I can't even remember how I came across it, but it was just like, you don't have to make the right decision. You just have to make the decision right. It has changed the trajectory of my life, and it has made making decisions so much easier because I'm like, you're right. I have the control. Mm-hmm. I'm not just handing it off. Like,
No.
I'm going to make a decision, but I'm going to make it right.
Yep.
And I'm going to put my time and intention into it to make it something that I know I'm going to love and care about later.
Yep.
So.
Makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I remember your story from UVU when you tried out at UVU.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a tenuous one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting dynamic because not a lot of people have your experience. So I'm going to let you say it because it's going to be better coming from you. So as you were dancing at Aura, you also tried out for UVU. So you decided to go to college and you threw your hat into
UVU.
that.
Yeah. I tried out for UVU. And honestly, that was my go-to. That was my pick. And I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect. and I tried out, made it pretty far, and then they were like, not this year. And I was like, dang, that's a gut punch. And I kind of like lost a lot of identity and didn't know what I was doing and where I was headed. And that's how I found out about Aura, is because a door closed, but a bigger one opened. And it's like, I thought that's always what I wanted, because that's the environment I grew up in, was like prepping for the college world.
Yep.
And so I was just like,
that's your next step. This is where I'm going to go.
That is my path. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start at a studio. I'm going to do drill in studio, and then I'm going to go to college. I'm going to dance on a college team, and then I'm just going to be done. And I was like, actually, no, I clearly am not. But in a way, it's been my biggest blessing, because I have learned so many other things without being on it. Like, that was my first real heartbreak. No boys broke my heart like this before. Dance will always break my heart before any boy can even get close to what it's done to me. So yeah, it was brutal, to say the least. And I was like, well, I just have to close the door on college. I'm just going to go to college, do my thing, and do Aura. And I was grateful, so grateful to still be able to have an opportunity and outlet to keep dancing. But I just knew
you wanted something.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm done competing. And that's what I lived for, was the competition.
Interesting. So you had to like learn to love a different aspect.
Learn to love a different aspect, because we never just did performance and like the show.
Right. You were always being judged. You were always competing for first.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, get me on stage. Give me that adrenaline pump, because it's always different competing.
Totally.
And I am a very competitive person by nature. So I was just like trying to figure out how to go through life without it. And I want to say this was 2024 now at this rate. In January, I get a text from one of my teachers at Synergy, and she goes, they need people for game day at UVU. And I had watched game day religiously before, because again, I was planning to try out, and so I knew about it. They're like,
oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, they're like, they need a couple people to come and do game day, like auditions are this weekend, can you go? And I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, and the person who broke my heart, I'm going to go back to them and say, pick me again and have potential heartbreak again. That's hard.
Yeah.
You had to be vulnerable enough to say, will you choose me now?
Yeah. And so I was just like, and I like already had plans that weekend. Like I like didn't really have the time for it. And so I was just like, get everything off my plans this weekend. I'm going.
All right.
I've already been hurt enough. Like, what's another time? So I show up. We actually learned the routine for auditions.
Really?
Yeah, because they like text us and they're like, if you make it, you're going straight into practice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, let me like get ready, like literally stressing as I'm in there. And I'd never done pom. And so like I didn't really know, like I'd done like pre-game or like half times, but that's as far as we went within the pom world.
Well, and it's very motion centered and completely
and
changed.
So I'm like trying to get everything figured out. They're teaching us the choreography. We maybe like an hour long audition. It was a really short audition because they're like, we got to go and get you in practice if you're on. We do it. Tristan and Katie come in. They watch and they go, okay, we're going to grab the coach. Coach comes in.
Lizzie watches you.
Lizzie watches. I'm like trying to be so big, like yell all the words. I'm like, green light. Sure enough, they hand me a paper after and they go, congrats, we want you to come to Daytona and compete. And I'm like, wait, you want me, like Kennedy Johnson, to come to Daytona for UVU? I like cried. I got home that day and I remember like my mom was waiting at the door for me. And I just like sobbed because I was so excited. Like it was like a little kid dream that I got to live in a different way, in a different light that I never knew was possible. Yeah. So yeah, like game day came a thing and little me like trying to figure out what game day's about. Knew they had won before, didn't really know what it was about. At that time, the dance team coach was helping out a ton with game day. But then she ended up leaving and wasn't the coach for UVU after that year, and so we didn't have her anymore. So she was gone, and then it just became Lizzie, and Emily was also helping out with the cheer stuff. Yeah. So Lizzie was stressed about the dancers because she's like, I don't know the dance world. Yeah. Granted, one of the girls that was on the team had been on the like dance team for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And so she was helping us out a ton. Big props to her for what she did that year, especially. And I was like, got to Daytona my first year. Like, I'm literally just like a dog. Like, they're just like, I'm on a leash. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here following you guys around. Like, literally, that's what I felt like I was doing that year. Terrified. Like, that's a big world.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, going out to Daytona and like being on the band shell, that's a big deal.
Yep.
And so like kind of just being in that moment was very surreal. I was like,
had you ever been on a stage like that before?
no, not even close.
No.
Like, we go to nationals, but like
it's like a auditorium setting. Okay.
And it's like no one's watching that kind of stuff.
They come
like
in for you and then they leave.
Yeah, you just see this every time. It's just this, and it's like you don't have this, and it's like
you have a full-on DJ the entire time.
Yes, and it's like so many people are texting me being like, I'm watching on the live stream. I'm like, like
okay.
there's a live stream. And like it was such a like I made it moment. Like that was my I made it moment, and I never thought I was gonna have it after I got that cut the first time. And like it was such a surreal experience. And then sure enough, that Daytona was also interesting because we had a tornado warning.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. So like competition got held back a whole day. So add on a whole nother day of practice in Daytona. Would you like to do that?
No thanks.
That means you have no free day.
Yeah.
Like we were literally competing the day before we got on a plane.
Oh, dang.
And so I was like so exhausted practicing, and we got the big megaphones, and we're just
huge megaphones
every 2 seconds doing the megaphones, and I'm like, I can't practice another second, but I know it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
So sure enough, compete twice. I don't think we had any penalties that year, which was great. We didn't get to have awards on the band show. No, we were in the Ocean Center because they were still having competition because everything got messed up.
Yep.
So it was interesting to be in there and like do it. Funny enough, I had no idea who we were competing against. Literally no idea. I had to actually text Abby this year and be like, so who do we compete against? And she's like, how do you not know? I'm like, no one told
nobody
me.
Mattered. It didn't matter then.
Yeah, she's
now
like, well,
it matters.
Ignorance is bliss. I'm like, you're right. So go in, they announce us as winners, and I just remember this very specific moment. A green man grabbed me and hugged me and like spun me around.
Yeah.
And it was just like something I want to relive through and through. That was such a cool experience to have. And I was just there like feeling like I was just following everyone around because I didn't know what it was like in Daytona. I didn't know what to expect, and I was just like, dude, I did it. So
that was the second time they had won.
That was
or the
we
third.
won 4. No, so it was at the third.
That was the third one. So you were Lizzie's last.
I was Lizzie's last.
She decided to hang it up. She went with 3. She's like, that's enough.
She said, I'm good. I'm done. Peace out.
She did come back and help us last year.
Yeah, luckily.
But
she
great.
decided not to tell us that she was quitting.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I'm sure she agonized over that for so long because she loves cheerleading, but it is not an easy thing to be a coach.
No.
Not everybody can live my life, right?
Right.
My entire life revolves around high school cheer. Right. And now UVU, right?
Yeah.
And I built a business around it. I have tumbling classes. Not everybody is as lucky as I am.
No. But we need more that are like you because you're so passionate about it.
Right. And Abby had to let go of high school because, she's driving 30 minutes every morning to 6 a.m. practice. And sometimes you have to let coaching go in order to live your life.
Absolutely.
But I'm the type of person that will be doing it for my entire existence.
Yeah, but you're like born for this and you're meant to be here, and like you can just see it. Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So you were Lizzie's third.
Yeah.
And so that was your first year.
It's my first year.
Tell me about just that first year because you had only worked with dancers, and then we get to add in green men and cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ego in that room.
Oh my gosh, so much ego.
Everybody thinks they know what they're doing, that it should be done this way, and lots of different languages being spoken between crafts.
Absolutely.
And I wasn't there for any of Lizzie's seasons, but Abby was.
Right.
But tell me, what was it like trying to learn other people's arts and mesh all of those?
I'm sure, as you know, it's hard. Like, easily it's hard, and we figured it out this year. There's a language barrier.
Yep.
Freaking, I remember it's literally, I think, the week before we were going to Daytona, I walk up to Abby and I'm like, what does a lib mean? And she's like, what do you mean? What does a lib mean? I'm like, we call it a passe. We call it a passe. I actually didn't know that was a thing. Or like goalpost. I'm like, we don't call that a goalpost. Yeah, no, we just call that straight arms.
Yeah.
Or get your freaking elbows to your ears. Like,
Oh, interesting.
weird. We call this a goalpost.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Weird. Okay.
Weird, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was just very timid at all those practices, wanting to get everything right. So like, I'm sure you've seen it with our practices too. Like, you guys will teach one side, and then all of us are like,
watching the other one.
what are we doing? So that's how we were, because Lizzie would teach one side, and then you just had to know. She wouldn't come to the other side. And so I was like, green. And so I had to figure it out from that. And that was a huge learning curve for me. Because it's like, that's not how it is in the dance world. You're all just in one enclosed room. Freaking, you know how loud the Mac is. You've got the boys in the back drumming away, and it's like you can't hear anything. You got someone in the air flipping, someone on the floor. Like, so much is going on, but somehow it's all productive. Somehow. I don't know how, but it is.
Like, it all comes together.
It all does, because then you go, okay, go from the top of bandstand. And it's like, okay, we're put together. So yeah, funny enough, that year we added like the cat suits. And there was, I think we spelled out Valley.
Yep.
Yeah. And there were 8 dancers, but only 6 letters for Valley. And so they were like, well, what do we do with 2 dancers? And Cheer at the time was doing a tuck. And they're like, so do any of you dancers have a tuck? Me and one other girl had a tuck. I'm like, I can do a tuck, coach. Put me in.
That's awesome.
So in a way, I got to have like my cheer moment within the dance of doing a tuck with all the cheer girls.
That's fun.
Which was kind of cool to be like, I'm going to your guys' biggest comp and
also hanging with your skills.
I could do a tuck. Like,
that's fun.
Felt cool. So the tuck was just like my quote unquote cheer moment for the year. And I mean, other than that, I just was very timid. And I was the yes man. You tell me what to do, I'm there.
Yep.
You tell me where to be, I'm there. I'm going to show up 30 minutes early to practice, though, because I'm going to go over all my choreography, make sure I have everything correct. Anytime those videos come out, glued to my phone watching it. Yeah. And so I just wanted to make sure I was always on my marks, always doing things, and not be the one that was making mistakes, because I was already terrified to be in that environment, because it's a lot of pressure. Yeah. You guys are coming back for another title. That's a lot of pressure. And so I need to like make sure I'm putting in what the team needs. Yeah. And give that, especially trying to figure out palm. Yeah. Like, I just remember Emily freaking every time we had practice always was clocking me, because I was always like this with my palm angle instead of like having it just like that. It's like, that's something I remember, and I would even like remember it in like this previous year we had. And so I like, truly, I was the yes man. You tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna work on it for 5 million years until I make it perfect. And
it was the same case this year.
I hope. I tried.
You did such a great job. It was the leadership that we had within each of the groups was, I mean, I learned to delegate this year. Yeah. Right?
For sure.
Because I didn't know the dance world. I don't understand drumline fully. Right. So I had to lean on Caleb. I had to lean on you to be like, I know you know what you're doing. How can I help you do it your best? Right. And how can it look like I want it to? Right. And it's been really fun to figure out a different way to look at our performances. For me, it's just game day. It's a band chant, it's a cheer, it's a fight song. There's 3 separate pieces, and I have score sheets for each of those, and I have to hit all of these points. But when Caleb said, he's like, yeah, it's like a performance piece that like goes like this, and it has a crescendo, and it, wraps all up. And I had never thought about it that way.
I didn't either. When he was like, guys, we were putting on a show, I was like,
are we?
No, there's 3 separate pieces, and I restarted each one. But like, the audience doesn't see that.
No.
They see a show, and I'm like, oh, right. Like, we are putting on a freaking performance.
Right. And it is a hard fought 3.5 minutes from the moment you walk onto that band shell, hoping and praying that nobody gets exploded because of the stupid cannons.
Oh my gosh, those cannons.
And all of the things. But like it, from the moment you walk on to the end is a performance. And that's changed the way I choreograph. Yep. Because it has to be seamless.
It has to.
It is no longer 3 pieces. In order to do it well, you put on a show.
Yeah, you have to.
And we're going to figure out a show.
Absolutely.
So after your first win at game day, what'd you do? You continued to dance at Aura.
Continue dancing with Aura. It's crazy because like literally game day ends and then we go into like concert season. So it's kind of nice because my stamina is just there and I'm like coming off the top of my game and then I just go into another top of my game with Aura. And so, yeah, got done, went into my first year with Aura and their concert and just kind of like, it was like kind of like our trial year just to see what would happen. And it had a very great turnout.
Success.
Yeah. And like, it was bigger than any of us kind of thought it was going to get. And so I'm very eager to see where this program is going to go for the future because I know it's going to go far.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So got done with that and then tried out for it again, of course. And it was, here I am doing that again. Just so that was our Getting Older season, the one that I read a couple quotes from. And then I want to say it was like June. Trista reached out to me and she's like, "Do you want to come and do game day again?" I was like, "Wait, really? You want me back?"
Sick.
I'm like, "I'm there.
Love it.
Let's do it. Let's run it back. Let's do it again." So yeah, then I came back, did it the second year with brand new coaches that I had never met and was literally terrified for and made some history, to say the least.
Yeah, we did. It was an epic year for Abby specifically. She came from Skyridge and was the JV coach. And we had game day style. We call it crowd leader at Skyridge. And we've been successful with crowd leader in our Skyridge program. We are so different than other high school cheer programs when it comes to props and being visually appealing on the sidelines.
Right.
We have signs and flags and all of the things in football games that you won't see with other high schools. And that was something we helped train Abby for, and I've trained myself on. And when Abby got the opportunity to become the UVU game day coach, we knew that it was her last year at Skyridge. And I was excited for her, and I was excited that she wanted to bring me along.
Right.
And it was nerve-wracking for both of us.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like we said before, why not try?
Yeah. I mean, I think Abby's post that she like did at the end of the season of just like, I remember she posted it on her story and I actually screenshotted it because I really liked the advice that she gave. But it was just like, go for all those scary moments that literally scare the shit out of you. And I feel like that's something I've really looked up to her in. Yeah. Just within her whole life period where I'm just like,
that girl is brave.
She's really brave, but she's also very humble. Like, I remember I was texting her after Daytona. I was just like, "Dude, thank you. Like, you did this for us." And she goes, "I didn't do anything. You guys did it." I'm like, we would not have a season if it wasn't for you. And I always just give it back to my coaches because nothing would happen if it wasn't for the ones that were putting in the work for the team.
There's so much that goes behind the scenes. I mean, the amount of hours Abby spends here at my kitchen table.
I'm sure.
And we just go over and over and over. And she and I watch videos over and over and over again. And it's the study never stops. And the getting better never stops. And your athletes understand that because they're in the grind with you at practice. But as a coach, and she was the one that taught me that I have value as a coach.
Absolutely.
It's not just, that's been a part of my identity. I serve. It is just something I do. Yeah. I will serve. I will help. I will put my time and effort into someone else before I put it into myself, almost always.
That's how I am.
I put myself last. Yeah. And that's a way I show love. Yeah. But I also know that when me and Abby had our podcast, she brought so much confidence to me. She's like, you have so much value. Why are you still discounting all of your hard work? Mm-hmm. And that moment where I was just like, well, I have had mentors in the past that have always brushed it off and said, oh, well, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yes.
It's just because I love it. It's all of the things. But I'm damn good at my job.
Yeah, you are. That's why you're still in it, and that's why you've created a very successful business out of it.
And once I decided I wanted to be good at it and I wanted to be a professional, it is no longer my hobby.
No, you are a working professional.
It is my life. I have decided that this is going to be my career.
Absolutely.
So why not be a professional? And that changed everything for me. It was that moment where I was just like, yeah, I'm a podcaster.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm a good coach. Yeah. I coach at college. I coach in high school. I might not be the best in the world, but I will do my very best to be the best for my teams.
Right.
And I will put in the work and the effort. And that matters more than anything else.
And I think there's a lot of like that I give credit to you and Abby with, or it's like, you guys would say, you're like, I know we're not perfect, but we're going to damn put in the work for you.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's very admirable to say, because that is a very scary thing to say. Me and Abby had a ton of conversations about it. She's like, I know I don't know what I'm doing. I know I don't know the dance world, but I'm for sure going to try it out and not just let you be in the dark within this.
Totally.
Which is
I'm in the trenches with you.
Yeah, which is so relieving, especially coming in with new coaches and not knowing anything and being the only return left. I was very terrified.
And sometimes you have coaches that are just like, it's my way or the highway. My word is law. And if you don't do it my way, blah, blah, blah. And that's not me. That's not Abby. It isn't productive.
No, yeah.
Because the kids see right through it.
That's how my senior year coach was for high school. And I think that's why that year was such a struggle for us, is because it was your way or the highway. Unfortunately, she didn't know the drill world. And so it was a very hard thing to navigate through. Where in a way, we kind of just had to suck it up and go for it. Yeah. And just see what would happen. And so I can say, after that experience, I have been blessed in so many ways that every mentor and coach I have had since then has been one in a million. Yeah. Like, I look at my coaches, like, literally I have a visual in my head where it's like, I look at all my coaches that I've had throughout, after my high school experience, and like, they're in my Hall of Fame of coaches. So like, you and Abby are top of the Hall of Fame from me and my career.
Just kidding.
Like, literally, I remember texting it to you guys when I was just like, you guys have impacted my dance career more than I think you will know. Yeah. And not only my dance career, but also just who I am as a person, because of how much I admire and look up to, like, who you and Abby are as people.
And I love that, because it's not just about cheerleading.
It's never not. Like, I know that's like the main purpose of it, but it's like, you're always getting another thing out of it.
Right. We're literally learning life lessons.
Always.
We're learning how to deal with people who are not like us. I mean, I think game day is the perfect scenario where you're like band geeks and cheerleaders who think they're the shit, and dancers who are like, cheerleaders don't know what they're doing. Yeah. So
it's all different.
And to be able to navigate that and become friends and become a team showed me more about how quickly you can become close. Yeah. Even when you're so different.
Absolutely. And it's kind of crazy to look at, because it's like, I would never put myself being friends with a drummer. And then it's like, you get in practice and like, we all still don't really talk in practice, but it's when Daytona hits that you just see a complete shift in the team. And I'm like, you guys are my best friends. And that's why I become such a big empath about it when we're in Daytona, where I'm like, KMS, I'm sad. I like don't want to go home, because I know when we go home, we're not going to see each other. We literally talked about it today. I haven't seen you since we got off a plane. Like, literally, it's crazy, because during that week, you meet some of your best friends, and some people that you know are going to impact your life. But unfortunately, you walk away from it. Yep. And you don't really get to see them again. Weird. Like, it's funny. Like, I'll see Caleb just like post on his story, and I'm just like, I miss you. Like, I miss the late night chats, or playing freaking Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch in Daytona, or sleeping in Abby's bed while she's literally in the bathroom on the phone with someone, because we're all so loud and we're like literally getting in her bed. Like,
it's so fun.
So fun.
Just the 2 weeks leading up to leaving.
I love send-off week. Even if as hard as it is, I do, because I get excited to go to practice. Even with as hard as it is, like, I'm like, yay, I get to go see all my best friends. I get to go hang out with, like, everyone.
And
so
we're working for something
yes.
that you had experienced.
And so I think, again, with me being a very performance-based person, where that's a big thing that I am motivated by, is just, like, I love the grind and I love the hustle.
Yeah.
So when I know I'm going, you know, to practice for 5 hours, but I know I can walk away from it and just, like, be like, yeah, I worked hard for 5 hours.
I gave my all.
I gave it my all for 5 hours, even with as hard as it was and as many injuries as people were getting during the A, B, and C practice, and me passing out at literally the practice before Daytona. I'm just like, nah, I know it's all going to be worth it.
And it was.
It was.
Have had wins in my career, but I've never had one like that one. It was healing for me because I got cut from UVU.
So you felt the hurt too.
Yeah. And I had something to prove to my cheerleading self. My career was cut short before I was ready to call it.
Right. And no one ever wants that to happen, but that just is the world, especially with how competitive Utah is. It's hard.
And I came back to UVU with, I'm proving myself here. I have put in the work and I've become the coach that I want to be, and I have something to give and I'm valuable.
Right.
And it was just so healing to be able to be like, yeah, wow, I helped lead these group of kids into this 4-time national champion game day.
And I'm like, I want you and Abby to remember, like, you guys did that. That was you. That was your work.
So fun.
We were just here to be a part of it.
It was worth every second.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
good.
I'd do it again and again.
Oh, we will do it again and again.
I know.
Here we come back for 5.
5, bro. It's going to be great. Baby. It's crazy.
Being part of a national title team is one thing. But being a leader, what was it like?
I'll be so honest, it was hard. I was terrified. I mean, Abby didn't really tell me I was quote-unquote captain until, like...
Crown.
Yeah, I think it was, like...
Bestowed it.
We were in the ballroom, and we're putting away the props, and I was exhausted this practice, and I just was done. I was like, I just want to go home. I think it was a Saturday practice or something. And Abby, I'm, like, standing talking to Taya, and she's like, Kennedy, come here, I need to talk to you. Well, no one likes hearing those words come out of someone's mouth. I'm, like, shivering inside. And then she grabs JD, too. And I didn't know JD at the time, so I'm just like, oh, no, what did I do? Like, what did I do wrong? Because I didn't know Abby at the time.
Yeah.
And she goes, with you being the returner, I want you to be a captain. And I was like, me? Again, me? Like, okay. And so I was terrified to, like, now, like, be given that position where it's like, this is the real deal. And I mean, even before that, I was helping lead the team because I was the only returner.
You knew what it was like.
Yeah, I knew what it was like, and none of them had done game day before. They were all brand new. Yeah. Quote unquote a rookie. So I remember our first couple of practices, we got our choreography. And then it was a lot of sitting for us after that. And I was like getting nervous and very frustrated on my end because I was just like, I don't know what to be doing. Because if there's one thing I learned from my first year, everything's going to change. And so you just have to be very flexible. So I was like, I don't want to
grind something that I'm not going to use.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't want to solidify all this cleaning when I don't know if it's going to be true or I don't know if it's going to really stick out. And like at that point, I was like, well, fight song will probably stick out. Like I can clean fight song. Like let's clean fight song. Well, come to find out, fight song did not stick. Changed the entire thing. So I felt really bad for all of the dancers because I sent them the video and I said, go learn this.
And then
and you
like,
have to have it back.
I hate it.
Yeah. And so I remember we went to practice and all of them knew it, but I remember Cheer didn't.
Yeah.
And you guys were pissed. You're like,
nobody knows it.
No one knows what you're doing. And I'm like, Dance, you know what you're doing. You're good. Like, keep it up. Good job. Thank you for learning this. And then I just remember Abby was like, I just got word that I can change this, so we're changing it, and it's going to be different next week. And I'm like, oh. I just made him learn all of this for what? So I was like lost in my own sense.
And you're like, oh no, I don't have choreography. What's it going to look like? All the things.
And I like, in a way, didn't feel like I could come to you and Abby yet at that point in time because I didn't know you guys. And so it was just that barrier of We're just
Communication.
here. And so I just tried to like really help the dancers stay and be and do what we could. So yeah, then when I really got a little bit closer with you and Abby, and I got handed that captain's position specifically, I was like, okay, it's grind time, let's go. So I'm sure you remember every 2 seconds you guys weren't working on this. Okay, dancers, get out in the hallway, we're going to work. And we were just grinding things left and right. I was looking at all the nitty gritties. If your sign's up this way, if your sign's this way, every angle of the palm possible, because I'm like, I know what it's like. I know it matters, and I know what it's like in Daytona, and I want it to be the best we can. So I'm like, dude, I'm sure half those dancers hated me because I'm like, your palm's here, it needs to be here. I know they went freaking behind my back and were rolling their eyes because they're like, really, dude?
But
really?
It made a ton of difference.
But I know it makes a difference.
Yep.
I mean, Taya, she's my best friend, and I know she hated me half the practices. I'm like, sorry. Yeah,
You're still doing it wrong, though.
I know. I'm like, I have to be the bad guy. I have to. But I always at least tried to show that I wanted to put in the work too. Because again, leading by example is kind of my thing I live by. So we'd do it in groups. So we'd do like one side does it and then the other side does it. And then we'd give critiques to each other. And so one group would go, but I would go with my group to make sure I was still doing my part.
Right.
Because I'm still in the dance too. I'm still there.
You're not perfect.
Yeah, I'm not perfect. Right. And so again, that's why I would text Abby and be like, send me any critiques you possibly have on me. Because I know you're not focused on dance right now, but I know you're gonna go back and watch the video. So send me what you got. So yeah, it just was a lot of pressure. Yep. And I was terrified of what it was gonna be like when we got out into Daytona. And it was actually a lot of background work on me that I never realized I had to do. I was the one texting all the dancers like a whole list, and this is what you need makeup wise, because I'm like, you guys didn't know. Right. So I'm like sending them everything they need. We need to order this, telling you and Abby, hey, we did this in the past. Do we need to get these? Hey, we need hands free. When can we get these? And so it was kind of a lot of communication on that kind of an aspect where it was like, I didn't realize how to do that.
Right. Well, and somebody had to.
Someone had to.
And you had to pick up our slack because we didn't know.
Right. And so I'm like, I know that's where I can fill in, because especially because when I care about something, I'm going to try and make it as best as I can. And I'm not going to be like, well, all hope is lost. Like, I have to put in the work if I want something out of it, because my name is still on this. Right. So
you have the power to make it successful.
Absolutely. Right. And so I just was like honestly putting in the work day in and day out. Always watching the videos, always seeing what we could work on as dancers, and really just focusing on like dance as a whole, because I know your guys' main focus was making the routine and also what cheer is doing, because that is your guys' background. Right. And so I just remember there was a very specific moment where I think it was about send-off week. I called Abby and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I feel like dance is really struggling. I feel like we're not getting the help we need. What do we do? And she was like, okay, I'm going to bring people in for you guys then. So I remember Katie and Trista came in and helped a ton. Yep. Emily helped with cleaning. Lizzie came in and helped a ton. And then was also sending me things to give to the dancers. And I'm like, that was kind of a moment where I could finally breathe.
Right. Well, and you asked for help and you were like, hey, I'm drowning here. Help me. Well, yeah. What'd you learn there?
Right.
Ask for help.
Ask for help. And I'm never one to ask for help. I'm like, let me just figure it out. Like, I'm very independent. I won't ask for help. Like, no, I'm too strong. I don't need to ask for help. So yeah, but when I asked for help, I was just like,
and it was given.
Oh my gosh. Like, I can breathe. It's not all on my shoulders. Cause I was like, I need help too within what I'm doing. I'm not perfect in my moves. So having a lot of people come in and help us that last week was awesome. Like so helpful. And then just like being out in Daytona, I just remember we go out in Daytona the first day and I'm like taking everyone on a little tour. Like, this is the van shell. This is where we practice. This is the grass, the infamous grass.
This is where we're going to spend lots of time.
Yeah, just you wait. Little did we know we were doing aerials on it for 14 years. And so it was kind of just like a fun moment to like be there and
be able to show like, this is what it's like, and be the leader there.
Yeah. And it was interesting too, because that win was very different for me than my first year.
Why?
The first win was just like I won a national title. That was me. I finally have a like big win under my belt. But it was just like, yeah. And then the second year was honestly more of a personal win for me, where it was like, I feel like I had more of a say or more of a power, whatever you want to say, in practice. That actually when they announced us as winners, I started crying. And I was like, I did it. I helped lead this team into something that we won, again, because I was terrified of having new coaches because of my past experience.
Yeah.
And so, like, it was such a surreal experience for me, and to, like, be able to take the banner. I don't touch the banner. I'm just the one following people around.
No,
but then they handed it to me, and I was like, that was my surreal moment. I was just like, I did this. And I remember, you can play this clip too. It's like literally my favorite video in the entire world, and I'll go back and watch it many times. It's actually my screensaver.
I love it.
I get off the band shell, and I'm the last one to get off, and Abby turns around and gives me, and I give her the biggest hug, and I wrap her in the banner, and she's just like, I'm so proud of you. And that coming from Abby was big, because at least for me, she's not one to say that a lot. And when she says it, she means it.
She sure does.
So I'm like dying inside, because I'm like, she's proud of me. Like, I did it. And so it was like just a huge moment for me, where I kind of was also able to take like a step back and be like, I helped lead the team. I gave my all, and I gave my leadership ability to help lead the dancers. And like, I remember when we ran into the ocean, like, I kind of just sat and was there and just watched for a minute and watched everyone celebrate. And I was just like watching the dancers specifically just be so excited to be there and celebrate as their first big win. Whereas like, I've already had that first big win. This one was different and did a little bit more personal as that leadership role for me.
Yeah.
Because being a captain before, I didn't have that win. I just was trying to like help the team. You were one of many. Yeah. And so it's like, I was handed a very big position that scared me, but we made something so great out of it. And I'm so glad it was with you and Abby, because I learned so much from you guys, not only in that year, but that week specifically.
I love that. And
it's like, if you guys aren't in my freaking the rest of my life for the time to come, like, I'm actually going to like be so sad.
You have big things coming for you.
I hope.
And I feel like it's always surprising to me to think about what I thought my life would look like.
Right.
And how my failures in life led me to this moment. And how many of those failures felt like end of times for me. Right. And those moments where I had to pick myself back up and say, is this really something I want to pursue?
Yeah.
Because it broke my heart.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like a life-altering thing, and you're like, what do I do? And it's a lot of reflecting on your time.
Yep.
And it's like, you can get advice from as many people as you want, but again, at the end of the day, it's your choice.
Yep.
So
your life is your life.
Yeah. You don't have to pick the right decision. You just have to make the decision right.
I love that.
So
perfect. So with leadership also comes a lot of responsibility, especially in high pressure moments. Competition and performances bring so much pressure. How did you personally handle the nerves before stepping onto stage?
Yeah, funny enough, I feel like I'm one that I can crack under pressure. I don't know if you ever realized that, if I cracked under pressure. Do you think you ever saw me crack under pressure in practice or anything?
I could tell you were fragile.
Really? In what aspect?
I remember when you hurt your ankle. There was a lot of self-doubt there.
Yeah.
And, but there was so much determination too. I wasn't worried about you cracking. Yeah. But there is a moment where you choose.
Absolutely. I am a very determined person where it's like, if the door literally closes straight in my face, I'm going to try and figure out how I can like get around it still. Like it's
stick your fingers
literally like I'm like still gripped on it. I'm like, it is my biggest strength.
My fingers might be stuck.
Yeah. I'm like, let me just like, can I hop around it? Like I am very determined in what I do, that if I can't figure something out, it like actually like drives me insane. So it can be my biggest strength and my biggest weakness, because sometimes I don't know when to let go. So we got to Daytona, and I'm still very, very nervous of what's going to happen. I don't know. You just get one performance and you're done. Where it's like drill. You got a whole season. You kind of see where you're going to end up.
Totally. Yeah.
So I'm like, we had our first motivational, and I think we were going into semis the next day. And it was just me and Taya in the hotel room, because the whole debacle with the hotel rooms, and she knew I was like crashing out hardcore. She was like, you're stressing me out. Get away from me. So I go out on the balcony. I'm just like looking at the ocean, like so surreal again. Yeah. Like that's just quite the view. And I'm just like trying to be in the presence and ground myself and just kind of let myself feel it for a minute so I can let myself feel it and then just let it go.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing I've learned within the past couple of years, like you have to let yourself feel your emotions. You can't shove them down or it's going to screw you over big time. So
learn that now.
Right. So I was doing that and me and Abby were texting about a couple things within the agenda for tomorrow. And I just remember texting her and I was like, do we really got this tomorrow? I was terrified.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes you have to say, I'm scared.
I was so scared, but I was also scared to tell her I was scared because I was like, I need to be your captain, be your leader, or it's like...
Right, but you needed help too in that moment.
And
reassurance is what you needed.
Funny enough, she actually didn't even respond to the question because we were having 14 million more conversations, but she sent me a TikTok that she screen recorded, and it's on her Instagram, and it was the, like, the ocean and, like, the... everything I come and like attracts me or whatever, and like I was like, we're fine.
Yeah. Well, and I remember texting her when I was in bed.
So we all were doing it.
Yeah. And I remember I had pulled cards.
Okay.
And I was laying in bed, and usually we had been together, but we were separate this year. So we're still texting, and I had pulled cards, and I was like, Abby, this is like, she was nervous. Right. And I mean, this is the epitome of her entire coaching career.
Yeah.
So much, like her best friend was the coach before this.
Yeah.
She has a 3-time national champion team, and we're going in for 4. So much weight and pressure on her.
And I will say you guys were very good at hiding that.
Abby is. I didn't have nerves.
Yeah, that I learned, which I think is crazy, and I wish I could be like that. But Abby is really good at hiding that.
Well, and she also knows that if I am calm, even if I put out, it helps the kids.
We're going to read off of it 100% because Lizzie was stressed out of her mind, and I knew she was. So I think that's also why I became the yes man. I was just like, I want to do everything right for you.
Right.
Because I know you're stressing, and I'm like, hopefully this will help take off the load. And so I'm like, Abby was always just like, straight to the grind. Let's go. Keep going, keep going. And I'm like, all right, here we go.
I ended up texting her, and I was like, Abby, I showed her the cards. I texted her the cards, and I was like, this means, I mean, I know that you are feeling so much pressure, but the cards spoke to me. Like, everything happened. It is literally
in the cards,
coming out exactly how it's supposed to. And you have done the work to get the outcome that you deserve.
Absolutely.
And I remember when we saw that we were 5 points ahead day one. I knew that we would have it in the bag.
I knew
right?
Too.
Right? Unless catastrophic happened,
right? Unless we got freaking like someone running into a freaking drum or something, like literally catastrophic.
Right. And if we could go out and do at least what we did, we would have it, right? So there's a little bit of anxiety about that, but I had never gone into a performance where I was like, I get to enjoy it the second time, not stress about it. And it was a really fun experience to have as a coach because we had done the work and we were able to go out and rep it out in such a way where we were enjoying ourselves.
Absolutely. And I feel like I was really lucky with where I was placed on the band shell, where it's like I could see you in the front. Then right at the end, when I turned for fight song, I just saw Abby like going crazy on the side by the music. And I was just like, I'm so lucky to be surrounded by the greats. Like, I'll say it time and time again, but, like, you and Abby are in my Hall of Fame of coaches. So.
Get to see us again this year.
I'm so happy about it. Like, literally so stoked.
So, nerves and all of the things. I feel like, as an athlete, it is something we push through.
Yeah, we have to.
What helps you?
Yeah, so, being back on the band shell. And like we're going up through that, dude. Your heart's pounding. I'm like, dude, I could have a heart attack right now. My heart rate's probably at 200. Freaking, it's bad. Everyone's got their own like thing.
We have all of our props,
right? And you can't really do much because you're like trying to put food dye on your tongue. You got your props. You're literally kind of just there, and you're just waiting to go on. And you have so much energy that I don't know if you've ever picked up on. You're probably running 5 miles an hour too, but I get very quiet and very self-centered in a way, not like I'm just very in with me in the zone. Like, I'll literally turn around to a corner and just be with myself. And I always have a ritual where I'll do like the 8844322111 whatever. And then I always say a prayer before I go. That always helps calm me. And then I take just like literally like the biggest deep breath I possibly can. And then I just go. And then kind of getting out onto the band shell, you have your like blackout moment. And I remember we talked about the blackout moment after semis because Abby was like, I think you guys really blacked out. And I'm like, I need to be where my feet are, and I need to be very present for finals. And so I can vividly remember finals more than semis, and I was very present. Like, thinking about it right now, I can feel the floor, I can see the stands and everyone going crazy, and it was just like, the more present you are in those moments, the more profound they're going to be later. And I mean, so yeah, when it comes to nerves, it's just like really being grounded and not letting the blackout overrule. And which is weird, with as long as I've been in the dance world, I'd never heard that before, that advice. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy that it's like, I guess I was 19 at the time, 19 years, that someone finally was like, don't black out, be where your feet are. And I'm like, you're right.
When you get into performance mode, a lot of times you just move through the motions because that's what we're repping.
It's all just, repetition.
We are repping what we've practiced. Yeah. But game day is not just reps.
It's not.
It's a literal performance.
It is.
Where you are showcasing your routine and you have to be it.
You have to.
And if you don't feel your words, if you don't show it on your face that you are having the time of your life, you're not selling it to anybody.
Right. Back to that mass confidence that we talked about. Like, you put on that uniform and you need to be embodying
you.
Yeah.
You are us.
Dude, I bleed green through and through.
This is so cool.
Like, I could not be more grateful that I had ended up with UVU and with the opportunities I have been given through UVU. Because I never thought it would be like this.
Yeah. So, speaking of intense and pressure.
Yeah.
This is heavy. And I understand it's a lot. And the world we live in right now is very politically charged.
Very.
And that's not what this is.
No.
This is me checking in on you.
Yeah.
And your experience that you had.
For sure.
So, you've lived through a moment that no student ever expects.
No.
That's got to be terrifying.
100%.
You were on campus during the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk. Can you share with me what that day was like for you and how it felt to experience something so close to home?
Absolutely.
Something like that.
So, I mean, UVU is my second home. I probably spend more time on campus than I do in my own apartment. So, I mean, I love UVU, and I still do. So that morning I got to school around honestly, I was there early, 7:30. I just had some work to do and had some things to get done around the school. So,
what do you do?
Yeah, so I am on student gov within UVU, and so we were just going about our normal day, just
getting things prepared for him to come.
So with student gov, we actually didn't plan that event.
Okay.
Yeah, we it was a different clubs that brought them, and because it's Turning Point Action, and so each school has their own turning point.
Right.
So I'm over student activities within UVU, so we plan all of our large scale events. So we have Wolverine Fest and freaking our lighting of the UVU and those are the big events that we're throwing as a school. And so I was going in for a meeting that morning to talk about something with my advisor, and I got done with that meeting. I was walking through the Hall of Flags and there were already people out there 7:30. And I was like, dang, this is gonna be big. And I remember my dad texting me that day. He's like, I'm so excited you gotta go see Charlie Kirk, that's dope. And I'm like,
sure.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm not really big into politics myself either, and so.
But it's cool to have a figure
absolutely,
here.
And just seeing how big he'd gotten on social media, and I was like, I'm excited to see him go debate and see what he has to say. So I was in my office that morning, and I was just getting work done around the school, doing homework, doing whatever, and I was doing a tabling out in the Hall of Flags. That was right where it was happening. I was helping. I was just come be a part of UVU, and blah blah blah. And then I ran back to my office to go grab some of my friends, and then we went to the event. We were on the upper deck. So, like, you've got the courtyard. You could probably show a picture of this or whatever. And then there's an upper deck, or I could send you videos that I have. Mm-hmm. And so we're walking over, and we're, like, literally on our lunch break going to watch. So I've got, like, my Coke, and I've got, like, a sandwich in my hand, and I'm just, like, stoked. So I'm, like, taking a video of my POV, and he asked, like, one question. It was, like, talking about how he just loved Mormons. He's like, bunch of my team's Mormons. I love how you just guys go out there and you support, like, you know, you're just wearing your white shirt and tie. Like, I love it. And then the next person comes up to debate him. And I remember seeing my advisor down there because she was trying to find us to come up with her. And I called her at like 12:21. I was like, yo, we're up here. Come be with us. And we're like chucking grapes at her as she's coming by.
Just being silly.
Yeah, like just being fun. And she comes up, wasn't even with us for 30 seconds. I'm staring at Charlie, and you just hear something really loud, and I see him collapse, and I see it happen, and you just kind of freeze, and I'm like, what was that? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, is it firecracker? It's the firework, because your brain does not process that. Mm-hmm. And then we say, a lot of us had experienced it together, we say it was like the world froze for 3 seconds. And we kind of just sat there, and I watched the crowd drop, and then I locked eyes with my advisor for like 3 seconds, and then my VP yells, and he's like, we need to go. And so we start running. And this is kind of where it blacked out for me, and because now that I go back to campus and retrace my steps, I don't remember it, but we retraced my steps, and it's like I ran pretty far to get into a building. Well, unfortunately, the building that I went into was the building that the shooter was on, come to find out. And so it's kind of hard looking back onto that building where
the Losi building? The
Losi building. I actually have not been able to get myself to go back into that building yet, just because, like, literally that's where I hung out and was waiting to get escorted out of the building.
So terrifying.
So terrifying. And we were just sitting in there, and we're like, what do we do? Because no one knows what to do. And we're in so much shock that, like, we don't know how to act. So we're just like, da-da-da, like, hey, like we just literally witnessed an assassination.
Stew, and you're stuck.
Yeah. So I remember right away I called my dad. I was like, I want you to hear this from me before you hear it from the news. There was a shooting on campus. Charlie just got shot. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, we didn't know if it was going to be a mass shooting. We didn't know if it was just an assassination. Like, and so
we don't.
And so I'm just like, I'm safe. I'm with my advisor. I'm with other people that I know I'm safe. And so we're just sitting there, and everyone's blowing up my phone. Abby's texting me, and where are you at? And so many people are calling me, are you safe? Are you on campus? Like, what's going on? And I'm just trying to fill everyone in. I'm just like, I'm safe. I don't really know what's going on. And then the SWAT team shows up to school, like, already. And they're like, get out of the building. So we're leaving the building, but we still had to go back to our office to, like, get all of our stuff, because we're literally...
You can't drive anywhere.
No.
You don't have your things.
Yeah, so... And this is funny. I always think back on it. I had my lunch with me. I don't know where it went. I don't know if I dropped it. I don't know if I already had it set down, because I did not bring it into the building with me. Yeah. So we go back over to my building, and they had not been escorted out, and this building's pretty far from where it happened. So they didn't know if it was a mass shooting or if it was just an assassination at this time. So I'm like trying to open the door to my office, and I just remember, locking eye contact with someone, and I was like, you need to get out. And like you could just see the fear in his eyes, because he didn't know what was going on. So we're getting everyone out of the building, running, grabbing my stuff, and getting out of the building. And media's already there. I can also send you this video. I have a video that I took as I walked out. And, like, you can just tell I'm in shock and I don't know what to process. Right. And so we're walking out, and a girl literally passes out, and the media flips the camera around to start recording her. And I never understood the term media vultures until it happened to me. And I'm like, oh, this is brutal. Like, this sucks.
They're just here because they're cameras.
Yeah. So
I was here to help.
Yeah. So I was with a couple of my friends and my advisor, and I didn't have my car because it was past the crime scene, so I couldn't get to it. And so she was like, you guys are coming with me. I'm not, like, going to leave you alone. And none of us wanted to be alone, because none of us wanted to start processing what we just went through. So we go and we get in her car, and the parking lot's a complete gridlock. And you also can't get a text to anyone because there's no service, because there's so many people on campus. Come to find out, like, high schools sent their students and said, if you go, we'll give you extra credit. And my heart hurts for them. So we're like sitting in a gridlock in the parking lot for like 3 hours. And then we finally get out, and then like I freaking like I'm so grateful I was with my advisor, because she's like making sure we were eating at that time, and like took us some Maverick to make sure we like had food and liquid in our bodies, because like we literally had been stuck since 12:20 with nothing. So then after that day, I can send you this too. A couple of us hung out that night, and my friend just took a picture, and we went and sat out in his backyard and just stared at the sunset. And he was just like, same view, different perspective. And with it being so close to home, I don't know if you've been in Orem since.
I actually drove down the weekend after. We drove past campus, and
It's heavy.
I cried.
It's heavy.
I was like, I work there. My kids were there.
Yeah.
I had like cheerleaders who graduated this last year were on campus. You know, you were there. It's like, oh man, so heavy.
It's so heavy in Orem, and like I live right next to campus. Like, so I come out and like I see the roundabout and like everything, and every day I just come out and there's FBI cars and so many police, and like I just was so sick to my stomach. And it was hard because that night I had so many people being like, oh my gosh, were you there? Did you see this? And then showing me the video. Ugh. But I was getting every different angle of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've already seen all of this. I
don't need to see it again.
I don't need to see it again.
You.
I've already witnessed this in real life. And so that was also a hard thing, because it's like I relived it again for the 50th
and you
time.
Had to set boundaries.
I had to. So yeah, I would say it's actually the 2 weeks today. I mean, not when this podcast is going to come out, but for us talking about it now, it's exactly 2 weeks since it's happened.
Yeah.
And the first week was very shock and anxiety ridden. And then the second week I fell into a very depressive state about the whole situation, because then I started processing things. And we were going back on campus, because I was back on campus last Tuesday for stuff with UVU,
and you're a vital hand in the community.
Very. And so it's hard, because it's like people are turning to us now to be like, well,
and you have to lead it up.
Yeah, what are we doing? And I just remember my advisor was like, I want to take you guys out to the courtyard for your first time so you don't have to do it alone. And I just remember going out there for the first time, and I just started sobbing and re-walking my steps and just being like,
this is never going to feel the same.
It's never going to feel the same. And it's hard, because it's like, someone posted on TikTok and they were like, unfriendly, friendly reminder, UVU isn't just a national headline. Like, we still are a school, and we still do have to pick up the pieces. Yeah. Which is a hard thing, because I feel like a lot of people forget that. And I am, like, living through it. And being a very, like, involved in the school, like, I have felt more of a hurt within it being my school, that I care and have so much pride in. Like, this is my school. This is my home. Like, I posted,
proud to be part of UVU.
I'm so proud to be part of UVU. Like, I made a post just a couple days ago, just kind of explaining my feelings of, like, how heavy and hard it's been, just because it's like, this is real. And people are only seeing what the media posts. And I'm like, a lot of the media is, like, fake news. And I never understood that until I lived it. So it's like, I had to completely go off of social media for a really long time. Like, I still can't really go on TikTok, because it's a lot of what it still is. And so I just spent a lot of time with, like, UVU people, because we said it's easy to be with you guys because I don't have to explain what I'm feeling, because you witnessed it with me. Which
They're
is
the
like,
only ones that understand.
Yeah, it's the only ones that understand. So it's hard, because it's like, I'm so grateful for all the people that had reached out to me and been like, I'm so here for you, we love you, whatever. And it was hard, because, like, I was giving back to as much as I could, but also, like, trying to stay above the water.
Totally. And
that was, like, such a hard thing to go through and still be going through. Like, we had a trauma-certified therapist come in and talk to all of us on council for, like, 2 hours last Thursday. That was kind of our first time all together as council. And it was just, like, a big check-in and be like, this is real, and we're going to, like, bring it up now.
Yeah.
And I was very optimistic to be on campus that day and be like, I'm here to help the students and help be there for those that don't have the support system that I am very grateful to have within UVU. And then we got into council, and I just lost it. And I was uncontrollably sobbing, panic attack through the roof, and, like, just, like, kind of staring into the abyss. I was like, this is real. This is real life. This happened. Because again, you just live in the shock and the grief of what, like, you're still trying to process what happened. And so, yeah, being on campus is hard. But I've also seen so much love and support come out of this all with how heavy it's been. Like, I've seen so many people check in on others. Like, when I was in the courtyard for the first day, this random guy comes up to me and he's like, "Can I just give you a hug?" I'm like, it does suck that something so tragic has to happen for humanity to change like this. But I still am so grateful to see the support the students and faculty and staff have given us. Like, faculty and staff have been great throughout all of this. Yeah. Every email, here's 5 million mental health resources. We urge every single one of you to go and get help. Totally. Go see a therapist. And I'm like, it breaks the stigma, which is great, because it's like, I don't want to go talk to a therapist about what I just saw, but I know I need to, and I know it's going to help me. Because if not, it really could, unfortunately, change things within my life.
Totally.
Like, not only mentally related.
No.
Because we learned about, like, trauma has a lot of physical effects that come with it. Like, I didn't know that until he brought it up. He's like, that's why you're nauseous. That's why you can't eat. That's why you can't sleep. That's why you can't go and work out.
Right.
And, like, I do live a very healthy lifestyle where it's like sleep, eating, and being very active is so important to me. But those have all had to be on the back burner because I'm just fighting to stay alive in what I'm doing. And so it's like, since the event, I haven't been able to sleep because I just have nightmares. So it's like I don't sleep. I'm so anxious to my stomach that I, like, can't eat anything. And so I just, like, I sit. And so it's like anytime I'm not with people, I, like, stare at a wall. And I'm just, like, trying to process what I really went through. And it's always difficult. But I also, like, not being on social media has helped a ton.
Totally.
So I've found different outlets. We all just are like, we just touch grass. We just touch grass. Like, I'm just trying to put any innocence back into my life that I have left. So it's like the first week I'm like, just watching Cars. Like, that's the only movie I could watch because I tried to watch Ratatouille. Well, there's 2 gunshots in that movie. I had to mute it and literally turn away. Which was hard. Yeah. Or it's like, I had a sleepover with Taya and we're turning on Finding Nemo. And I'm like, actually, I can't watch this. It's too hard. Like, it's weird what trauma does. Yeah.
How sensitive you feel to certain things.
Yeah, and I'd never been through that. But yeah, I mean, I really have seen a lot of help and support throughout the community. And I mean, the memorials people have made on campus are beautiful. Like, we have one huge one in front of the school, tons of chalk art. And then we have another one that's in the courtyard. And then we have a flag over where he passed, which is like, it's just very heavy. Yeah. Lots of different emotions. Like, my dad actually came down on campus yesterday to see it, and it was very heavy. He's like, you were so right. It's very somber the second you get into Orem. We also got donated another flag that's out in the library courtyard, and we've got that flag, and there's like a Wolverine statue that's also out there, and there's flowers around that one too, and it's just like,
we'll never be the same.
We're never going to be the same, and it sucks that literally the week before on council, we were talking about how people are calling UVU a glorified community college, and we're just trying to get people to come to our events. And we're like, unfortunately, people are going to see UVU very differently now, which I've actually been scared because I'm like, what are they going to think of us in Daytona? Is everyone going to correlate with that?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think as a whole, the community will heal.
Absolutely.
It wasn't UVU's fault.
No. I mean, even though people are wanting to point fingers on us and be like, this was you guys, like, it could have happened anywhere. Yeah. It wasn't our fault. And a lot of people love to get into the conspiracies and everything. And I just, like, I won't go down that rabbit hole because it's like, I lived it. Yeah. And what is your source? A video. Yeah. I can tell you what I went through. I can tell you, how, like, literally, like, I ran to the building that the shooter was on. And if you don't want to believe that that happened, like, that's on you. But, like, people are always going to have their opinions, as we know.
Right.
But, yeah.
Let them have them.
Absolutely. So, like, it's a very hard thing. And I genuinely don't wish it upon anyone because it has been a very hard thing to go through. Like, we had to help with the vigil that UVU did. And they invited us on stage to, like, light the candles with our student body president when he was giving a speech. I just remember lighting my candle and just looking out at everyone, and I just started sobbing, and I lost it. And we started a new slogan for UVU. It's not my wristband. It's just UV United.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like our new saying for the year. It's just like, we're here as a community and we're here as one, and we're going to build each other up.
Yeah.
We're like, I watched a little bit of the memorial that they had on Sunday, and the professional videos that they had taken, they made a clip of UVU and put it in the memorial. So the world just got broadcasted that video, and the second I saw UVU, I just lost it again. I'm like, that's my home.
Yeah.
On national television in a different way.
Mm.
And it's just so heartbreaking because I have so much love and passion for that school.
Yeah.
As we've learned, like UVU, I bleed green through and through for that school, and I'm so passionate about everything I do within that school that it's so hard to like be there in a different light.
And maybe your path is to help it heal.
And that's actually one thing I've realized. Got cut from dance team, and that was terrible, right? But I was telling my dad this. I'm like, I thought about it, and I think this was God's way of being like, I needed you in a bigger place to help other students, to help lead other students, and be in a bigger power in a way where you can make a big difference.
Right. You could have been just focused on your dance career.
Yeah, I could have just been doing that, and it's like, I've already gotten better, or not necessarily better, but I've gotten different outlets within the dance world that I cherish through and through, and I'm so grateful to be a part of them. But I really think this was God's way of being like, this is why. Because I had always wondered the why. I'm dancing with a lot of girls that are on that dance team, and so I was just like, why?
Why not me?
Why not me, right? You always wonder that. And so I finally think I got my why. Is because I'm here to help others.
Yeah.
And that is something I do strive for. I love helping others. Like, it heals a part of me when I can help heal someone else in a way and give advice or just be that person that they need.
With a hug and...
Absolutely.
I love you and I'm here for you.
And like, it means more than you would know to get that, because it's like, so as we've learned, I hate reaching out and asking for help. And so to like, just know that people are there, like, helps so much, because in a way it's very isolating still.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no one knows what I'm processing in my head and like the thoughts that I'm having. So it's just like,
it's a very lonely space.
Very. But my support system is like the reason I'm getting through this.
Right.
So.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
I have had to hold myself back from really allowing myself to think about what it would be like to have been you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, all of my athletes are like my own children. They just keep having more.
Right.
And I, as a mom, I viscerally feel things when my kids are hurt.
Right.
And I've been going to therapy for 5 years. I feel like it has helped me grow more and understand myself and understand life through my lens, because everyone's experience is different.
Absolutely.
And getting help is so important. Talking about things is so important. As soon as you bury it, it just comes back to life.
It makes it worse, honestly.
It literally just zombies it, and they
Yeah.
come out of the ground and grab you in places you aren't prepared for.
Right, and it's hard because it's like this specific situation is just come in waves that I never like knew when the next one would come. So it's like one second I'd feel great, but then I'd have really bad survivor's guilt. Like that is one thing I'm really struggling with, is like when I do feel happy for a moment, like I literally feel so guilty that I shouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
But then 2 seconds later, I had a really big anxious state, or I'll hit a really depressive state. And, it's
you're up and down and all around. And being there is so hard.
Yeah.
But every day you get up and you continue on this path and just try a little bit more.
Absolutely.
It will pay off.
It will.
And you are able to have a hand in helping you heal.
Yeah. Which I'm like so grateful that it's like I can be that representative of the school to help people heal and become closer as one and just love each other.
Right. Because that's what matters.
Absolutely.
Because we're not just here for cheerleading.
We're not, unfortunately. If you can't tell, we've taken a different route this episode.
No, but To be honest, that's what this is about. We're tumbling through life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, we can talk about all of the fun things that happened and the hard grind that we do, but outside of practice, we are people.
Yeah.
And that's what matters.
Absolutely. Everyone's a person first. And that's actually one thing I never realized within the dance world. I'm a dancer before a person. No, I'm a person before. So, I mean, like, genuinely, it's just like...
Cheerleading's how we connected.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Absolutely.
I am a better person for knowing you.
I've learned a lot from you.
It's been so great. I can't wait for one more year.
I can't wait. Hopefully another one after that.
I'm so jealous of her ring.
We're going to get another one soon.
Mine's coming.
Hopefully soon, right?
I really hope so.
I have no idea.
I can't wait. I need one. I need one, Ken.
You'll get one.
I hope we handled that well.
I think we did.
I think it was great.
I mean,
you did a great
hopefully it
job.
comes across in the right way. Like, I don't want to put any negatives out there. Like, truly, it's a terrible event, and I don't want anyone to ever have to experience that. And
No.
I just hope my story that I share can help others to feel less alone and to understand that, like, we're going to get through this.
Yes.
By being with each other and having a human connection and loving one another.
Right.
So.
There's no place for hate.
Absolutely not.
Going through something so heavy while balancing school, dance, and leadership, how has that experience shaped the way you see your role as a teammate, captain, or even just as a person?
Yeah. It's funny. I, like, think about that a lot, actually, because I'm like, this will change the trajectory of a lot of who I am as a person. Still trying to figure out, like, where this will lead me as, like, a captain and a teammate necessarily, but I feel like what I've seen recently within the 2 weeks is be there for one another. Be someone's support system. You never know what someone's going through at the end of the day, and just showing compassion towards one another is, like, makes such a difference. Like, we talk about it a lot with a couple of me and my friends at school, that just, like, the small things will always make your day better.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, whether that's just giving someone a hug or texting someone, just being like, hey, I was thinking about you today. I love you, and I hope you know that.
Yeah.
Like, when that specific moment happened, all of our views and opinions became so small.
Yeah.
They weren't a thing anymore. They were helping each other to safety, making sure everyone was okay, making sure people have ate, making sure this is happening. And so I think specifically going into being a teammate and being a captain, just, like, having patience too. You never know what someone's really going through.
And having experienced severe anxiety and panic attacks
Absolutely.
really changes your own perspective of other people's mental health.
Yeah.
Because how close are they?
Exactly.
To
and
that?
it's just like, I'm one that's really good at putting up a front. Very good. And so it's like, I can just turn it off like that, which is terrible in a way, and just be like, yeah, whatever, I'll worry about it later. So it's like, other people, if I'm doing it, other people are for sure doing it too.
Yeah.
And so, like, going into another year within game day, it's just like leading a team where it's just like, I want it to be a space where everyone feels welcome, feels like they're heard, feels like they're loved, they're seen, and that what they're doing is making a difference in the overall.
Perfectly said. That was awesome. Oh, sorry, I have tumbling in 10 minutes.
I know, I was going to say, I'm like,
Oh, I feel like this has been so good, though.
No, this really has.
Man, you impressed me. It's been so good. You made me cry more. I'm surprised you have dry eyes.
Yeah.
We've talked about
I think
some
I just
heavy
have, like,
things.
no tears left to cry at this rate.
That's true.
Like, 2 weeks have, like, just been waterworks, and I'm just like,
kind of feeling really drained.
yeah. So
I will leave here feeling, after all of my podcasts, I just have, like, this release where it's just like, I take on someone else's story and I feel it, right?
Yeah.
And I love this process.
Absolutely.
But thank you for coming and being here today.
Of course.
I hope my listeners love this as much as I've loved it.
Yeah.
You're eloquent and kind and such a great leader.
Appreciate it. Learned a lot of it from you and Abby.
She keeps saying that.
Like, actually, though, because you guys don't give yourself credit, and so I feel like I have to be the one to, like, give you guys credit, because it's, like, literally, Abby, I hope you listen to this, too. You guys have changed my life for the better, and I have learned so much from the less than a year that I've known both of you, that I'm like, dang, how did I get through the rest of my life without you?
You won't.
I know, I'm glad.
That'll be fine.
I'm glad. You guys are in my life whether you like it or not.
Yep. You can tag along.
Can't wait.
Well, as always, thanks for tumbling through life with me. If you've loved this episode, share it with a friend, and don't forget to follow along so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tumbling through life.
Bye.
See ya.